Welcome to The Late Show, everybody. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. Look, I don't know. Hey, friends. I don't know what you all are talking about, but everybody I talk to is talking about what Donald Trump doesn't want to talk about. So let's talk about it. It being the conspiracy surrounding his old dancing buddy, Jeffrey Epstein. There you go.
I mean, he's so blatantly stupid. He's a punk, he's a dog, he's a pig, he's a con, a bullshit artist, a mutt who doesn't know what he's talking about, doesn't do his homework, doesn't care, thinks he's gaming society, doesn't pay his taxes. He's an idiot. Colin Powell said it best. He's a national disaster. He's an embarrassment to this country.
All right, guys, welcome to the breakdown. Let's cut the fluff and get straight to it. Stephen Colbert didn't tiptoe around. He went for the jugular, calling Trump a punk, a pig, and a con artist. No filters, no hesitation. This wasn't just late-night comedy. It was a verbal demolition. Colbert branded Trump as a national disaster, a fraud hiding behind empty bravado. And here's the point. When satire exposes more truth than politics, you know the act is collapsing. Trump wasn't a genius. He was a spectacle.
The president was buddies with a pedophile. On Friday, the Wall Street Journal dropped an absolute bombshell. They are reporting that in 2003, Trump sent a birthday letter to Jeffrey Epstein for his 50th birthday that was sexually suggestive. Yeah, it's the most inappropriate birthday gift since Carvel debuted Fudgy the Hung Like a Whale. Now,
America's Philistine president has had himself appointed head of one of our premier cultural institutions. He has cut funding and support to the arts, humanities, and education. And now he has announced a 100% tariff on films produced outside the U.S. Let that sink in for a minute. You can't put a price on creativity, but apparently you can put a tariff on it. Of course, this is unacceptable. All these attacks are unacceptable.
Here's the shocking part, folks. The Wall Street Journal dropped receipts, a 2003 birthday letter Trump sent Epstein. And get this, it was sexually suggestive, wrapped in crude sketches. That's not leadership, that's disgrace. Colbert mocked it mercilessly, roasting Trump as the guy who treats serious power like bad stand-up comedy. Meanwhile, De Niro brought the fire, framing Trump as a danger, not just a clown. Together, they stripped him of his outsider mask and exposed the ugly truth. Trump wasn't serving the people, he was serving his own ego.
For years, before he was, reelected, and recently, since they all got into office, a bunch of high-ranking people in Trump's administration have kept promising to release the files surrounding Jeffrey Epstein, his mysterious clients, and his suspicious death. But now, suddenly, for reasons that I legally cannot think of, Donald Trump seems desperate to stop us from knowing who Jeffrey Epstein's clients were.
All right, guys, let's keep it rolling. Trump built his brand on deals, but Colbert shredded that fantasy. Failed casinos, bogus universities, hollow projects. Trump's empire was a graveyard dressed up in gold paint. Every so-called success, smoke, mirrors, and bankruptcy. Colbert made it clear. This wasn't a deal maker. It was a hustler peddling broken promises. And De Niro turned up the heat, hammering the image of Trump not as a leader, but as an arsonist, someone who fuels chaos just to play the hero in the fire he started.
According to the Wall Street Journal, Trump's letter featured several lines of typewritten text framed by the outline of a naked woman, which appears to be hand-drawn with heavy marker. In the drawing, a pair of small arcs denotes the woman's breasts, and the future president's signature is a squiggly Donald below her waist, mimicking pubic hair. Do you know what that means? That means Donald Trump has drawn pubic hair on every executive.
Here's the kicker. Trump's obsession with image isn't just laughable, it's pathetic. From crowd sizes to TV ratings, Colbert mocked him as a child, scribbling "world's greatest" with crayons. Every brag, every inflated number was desperation, not confidence. De Niro drove it home. This wasn't harmless ego, it was destructive leadership. Policies made for applause, decisions made for headlines. That's not governing. That's show business. Together, they painted Trump not as the bold maverick he sold himself as, but as a petty performer measuring power in applause lines.
It makes me so angry that this country has gotten to this point, that this fool, this bozo, has wound up where he has. He talks how he wants to punch people in the face. Well, I'd like to punch him in the face. This is somebody that we want for president? I don't think so. What I care about is the direction of this country. And what I'm very, very worried about is that it might go in the wrong direction with someone like Donald Trump. If you care about your future, vote for it.
Listen, because this part stings. De Niro cut deep. Trump wasn't acting tough. He was just acting. Every rally, every scowl, every gesture was theater. Method acting gone wrong. He fooled himself into believing applause was power. Meanwhile, Colbert mocked the rambling speeches that looped back on themselves, calling them a comedy set without punchlines. Trump wasn't commanding respect. He was losing control of the stage. A president who cared more about magazine covers than actual governance. What a joke, what a tragedy rolled into one.
Suddenly, for reasons that I legally cannot think of, Donald Trump seems desperate to stop us from knowing who Jeffrey Epstein's clients were. In fact, yesterday, he said he was surprised anyone even cares about the guy.
I don't understand it. Why they would be so interested. He's dead for a long time. He was never a big factor in terms of life.
That sentence was never a big factor in terms of words.
All right, guys, brace yourselves. Here's where it gets dark. De Niro wasn't just mocking, he was warning. Trump, he argued, is dangerous because he thrives on chaos. He doesn't want unity. He wants division, fire, and outrage. He compared Trump to a bad movie director. Loud. Explosions, no plot, endless retakes. Colbert piled on, saying the teleprompter wasn't there to guide ideas, but to remind Trump where he even was. This wasn't leadership. It was a clown show running on fumes, risking democracy for the sake of attention.
Really worry that if he were to win again, and I'm not saying this like it's such a far-fetched notion, if he were to win again, that he would not give up power after...
You know he won't. You know he won't. He even said it. He's never going to give it up. And anybody who deludes themselves in thinking that he is, shame on you.
Here's the brutal truth, guys. Trump styled himself as the people's champion, but Colbert and De Niro tore that mask apart. He wasn't a fighter for the working class. He was a country club insider pretending to be an outsider. De Niro blasted him as a destroyer of norms, trust, and unity. Colbert mocked the tired sitcom reruns of Trump's scandals. Deny, deflect, distract. Same script, different day. The roast hit hard because it showed Trump not as a leader, but as a man addicted to his own performance.
Do you think our democracy is at risk in this election?
I think that it is. I always keep saying democracy is great, of course, but democracy people take for granted. It's a word that some people don't even understand. They take it for granted. It's about right and wrong, period. The guy's a monster. He is beyond wrong. It's almost like he wants to do the most horrible things that he can think of in order to get a rise out of us. I don't know what it is, but he's been doing it, and it's scary.
Are you?
Excuse my French.
Let's finish strong. Colbert and De Niro crafted a demolition that left nothing standing. Colbert's jokes sliced through the absurdity, while De Niro's fury turned mockery into condemnation. Trump wasn't Napoleon. He wasn't a mastermind. He was a carnival barker, a salesman peddling smoke. The truth they hammered home? Trump's greatest talent wasn't leadership, it was self-promotion. He wasn't playing chess. He couldn't even handle Connect 4 without cheating. By the end, the illusion was shattered. Trump wasn't a titan. He was a tired act, and the world had stopped clapping.
We're in a very bad situation. I remember you and I about 5-6 years ago talking. I'm down at the Spring Studios, something about, I said, what just happened just happened. No, it didn't. Didn't happen. It's all about truth. And what we have here is a denial of truth all over the place. And even the speech that he made after is insane. It's just insane, and I'm very, very concerned about it. I think we all are. It's insane. So that's why I felt I had to do something, say something about it, to go on record.
And why the Jeffrey Epstein case would be of interest to anybody. It's pretty boring stuff.
Yes. No, he's right. The Epstein saga is a total snooze fest. I mean, the most powerful man in the world is blocking information about a cabal of the rich, the famous, and the royal, befriending a con man who regularly flies off in his private plane to his private island or do super illegal sex stuff. Then the con man is arrested. People are afraid he's going to name names, but before he can, he mysteriously dies right after being taken off a suicide watch in a federal prison during the administration of the guy who is blocking the release of the information. Boom!